Hello students, peace be upon all of you. As you can see in the title of the video, in this video we are going to cover how to find the probability of combined events. Now, if you haven't watched how to find simple probability, please go ahead and watch that. Let's do a recap of how to find simple probability, okay? So we have a box here. This box has marbles. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 black marbles. 1, 2. It has 2 brown marbles. 1 blue marble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 red marbles. Okay. Now, if I were to randomly put my hand inside the box, I'm gonna put my hand inside the box. What is the probability? I'm gonna randomly pick a marble, right? Remember before I mentioned that actually. Remember we said that probability is represented as a fraction, all right? So the fraction has a numerator and a denominator. A numerator here. Numerator on the top and bottom. Other words, the numerator, denominator. And we said that the number on the top, the number on the bottom is the total amount of chances. The total amount of chances you have. Okay, total amount of chances you have. So the number on the bottom is the total total number of chances. Let's just say total number of chances. Okay, and we said the number on the top is what is the number of chances you're looking at. Number of chances you're trying to find. You say that number of chances you are trying to find. Number of chances you are trying to find is the numerator. The denominator is always what? It's always the total number of chances, and the numerator is the number of chances you are trying to find. This is simple what? Simple probability, right? So meaning, now let's have an example. I'm gonna put my hand inside the box. I'm gonna randomly pick a marble. What is the probability that I'm going to randomly pick a black marble? What is the probability that I'm going to randomly pick a black marble? Well, how many marbles? Let's count the number of marbles. So, again, the denominator has to be the total number of chances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total amount, what's the total amount of chances? 12. Okay? 12 what? 12 marbles in total. Now, I'm trying to, what's the probability? I'm gonna randomly, what's the probability that I'm going to, if I randomly pick a marble, what's the probability that is going to be a black marble? Well, how many black marbles? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. So the probability I'm going to pick a black marble is going to be what? Black marble is going to be what? 4 out of 12. What is the probability I'm going to pick a red marble? What's the total amount of chances? Still 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 marbles out of 12. There you go. That's the probability I'm going to pick what? I'm going to pick a red marble. What's the probability I'm going to pick a brown marble? Let's write red marble here. Red marble. Red marble. Now, what is the probability I'm going to pick a brown marble? Well, again, still out of 12. How many brown? 2. So 2 out of 12. So that's the brown marble. What is the probability I'm going to pick a blue marble? Still, total amount of chances still out of 12. How many blue marbles? 1. So 1 out of 12. So that's the blue marble. So this is all recap. This is recap on how to find what? On how to find a simple probability. Now, how do I find probability of combined events? Why do I say combined events? Now, let me give you an example of a combined event. How about if I tell you, find the probability that you will pick the probability that you will randomly pick a black marble or a brown marble? Ooh, okay. Now, I'm looking at 2 things. At first, I was only looking at 1 thing. Simple probability. I'm only looking at 1 thing. Either black, red, blue, or brown. This time, I'm looking at black and brown at the same time. Meaning that I'm looking at 2 things at once. That's why we call it the combined probability. We call it the combined what? Combined events. Combined probability. Alright? So, Now, how are we gonna do that? This is the point of this video. We're gonna try to define how do we do how to find probability of combined things, right? We call it combined because we're putting it together. So we call it, for example, the probability of finding a black marble or a brown marble. You're putting it together. That's why we call it combined events, right? So now, what is the probability that we will find a black marble or a brown marble? Well, simple. And instead of only finding black, we also find the brown, and we add them together, and we find the probability of finding a black or a brown. So the probability of finding black or let's say brown, black or brown. Let's write each in its own color. Oh, let me use black here. Sorry. Black or brown. What's the probability that I'm gonna pick a black or brown? At the beginning, we just mentioned what's the probability of picking a black marble, a brown by itself, a blue by itself, and a red by itself. But now something is being combined. Something is being combined. We're looking at more than one thing at once. We're looking at more than one thing at once. We're looking at a black and a brown marble, both at once, both at the same time, and that's why we call it what? Combined events or combined probability. How do we find the combined probability? Or how do we find the probability? He may ask you how you find the probability, and you're gonna understand that it's combined because he's asking for more than one thing at once. At the beginning, he was just asking for one thing at a time. Now he's asking for more than one thing at a time, right? So what we do, we find the probability of the black, and we find the probability of the brown, and then we add them together. Easy. Let's use and instead of or. And. Alright, so what's the probability that I'm gonna pick a black marble, or let's just say or, yeah. We just say or a brown marble, okay? A black is gonna be what? 4 out of 12. Why 4 out of 12? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total amount of chances. The black is what? 4. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 12 is the number of chances. The probability that I'm gonna that's the probability I'm gonna pick a black marble. Now what's the probability I'm gonna pick a brown? It's still 12 marbles, yep. But now it's 2 out of 12. Okay, easy. We're gonna simply add them and get the probability, get the combined probability. So 4 out of 12 and 2 out of 12. Easy. They're what? Same denominator. So the 12 stays the same. It's the same denominator. And then we just add the numerators. 4 plus 2 is what? Remember, if you're adding fractions that have the same denominator, you keep the denominator the same. You keep the denominator the same, and you add the numerators, and you have the result. 4 plus 2 is what? 6. So 6 out of 12. That's the what? The combined probability. If you know how to simplify this, awesome. If you don't know how to simplify it, it's okay. We're going to talk about simplifying in a future video. All right? But for those who know how to simplify, you can just say 6 divided by 6 divided by 6. You're going to get 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is what? If you're going to divide by 6 in the numerator, you have to divide by 6 in the denominator. Going to be 2. All right? 1 out of 2. So 1/2. So it's going to be 1/2. All right? So this is how you find the probability of a black or a brown. All right? Now let's try a different example. How to find the probability of let's say brown or the probability that I'm gonna randomly pick a brown or blue. There you go. What is the probability that I'm gonna either pick a brown or blue? Okay, easy. I found the probability that I'm gonna pick a brown, and find the probability that I'm gonna pick a blue, add them together, and we're gonna find the combined probability. Because he's asking for more what? He's asking for more than one thing at a time. So the brown is what? 2 out of what? Out of 12. 2 marbles, and then out of total 12. Okay? And then the blue is 1 marble out of the whole 12 marbles. I add them together. I get what? Again, same denominator. I keep the same denominator. 2 plus 1 is what? It's 3. So 3 out of 12 is the probability that I'm going to pick what? 3 out of 12 is the probability that I'm going to pick a brown or a blue. So 3 out of 12 divided by, if you know how to simplify, awesome. If you don't know how to simplify, for now just leave it like that. But if you do know how to simplify, we're going to divide by 3 on each side, the top and the bottom. If you divide by 3, the number that you're dividing by has to be the same on the top and the bottom. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 1 out of 4. That's the probability that I'm going to pick a brown or a blue. Okay? Now let's do one last example. One last example. What's the probability that I'm going to pick a blue, brown, and red? What is the probability that I'm gonna pick a blue, brown, and red at the same time? I mean, the probability that I'm gonna either pick blue, brown, or red. Okay, the probability. So I'm asking for, I can either pick what is the. I'm asking for what? For 3 things at once. 3 things at once. So you're combining them. If I asked you blue, it's easy. It's only 1 thing at a time. So 1 out of 12, I'm done. But I'm asking you for blue, brown, and red. So I'm gonna have to do what? I'm gonna have to find each one and then add them together, just like we always do. So this is gonna be 1 out of 12. 1 marble out of total 12. Make sure this is a 2. There you go. The brown is gonna be what? The brown is gonna be 2 out of what? 2 out of 12, because 2 marbles out of total 12 marbles. 2 brown out of total 12, and then the red is gonna be 5 out of what? Out of total 12. So 5 out of total 12. And then we find the final answer. We add them, right? We have to add them. Awesome. We keep the 12, same denominator. 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8. So 8 out of 12. Again, if you can simplify, awesome. If you cannot, it's okay. Here, we're going to divide by 1 each side. Divide by 4. Alright, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 2 out of 3 is the probability of getting a blue, brown, or red. Okay? A blue, brown, or red. Okay? What's the probability that I'm going to pick a marble? Any marble. What's the probability? It's 100%, because of course you're going to pick a marble. There's only marbles in there. So when you stick your hand in, of course you're going to pick a marble. So it's 100%. It's 100% chance that you're going to get what? A marble, right? So what? Look at the question carefully. Determine if it's just a simple probability or a combined probability. All right, combined event. Again, if he's asking for more, if he's asking for 1 thing at a time, you just find that thing and you're done. If he's asking for more than 1 thing, then you're combining them. So you get the probability of each one, and then you add them together. And they're all the time. It's going to be what? It's going to be the same denominator. So all you have to do is leave the same denominator. Leave the same denominator. That's 12 like that. Just this is an example. Leave the same denominator, and then what? And then add the numerators. All right. You can do so. Try at home with a dice or something. If you have a dice, roll a dice, get a couple trials, and then do combined events. Do assemble events and combined events, and try them. All right. Or if you have a spinner, do that too. All right. So, but you understand the idea of combined probability. You must understand the idea of combined probability is that it's the probability of finding the number of chances of more than 1 thing. Okay? Of more than 1 thing. Simple probability, just finding the chance of 1 thing at a time. So, combined probability, we call it combined because it's finding the chances of more than 1 thing at the same time. I know this is hopefully it was easy to understand. Awesome. It will be awesome if you know how to simplify fraction, but if you don't know how to simplify fraction, it's okay. I'll cover that in a future video. But the main idea is that I divide this by 4 because I know 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is always going to be 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So it's also whatever I do on the top, I have to do on the bottom. Same, dividing by the same number. Okay? And in order for you to do that, of course, you must be good at your multiplication table and your division table. So if you have not memorized that yet, you must memorize it and work on practicing it. Okay. That's it. So if you find anything confusing, please go back to that part that was confusing or replay the video if you have to. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. We'll see you next video.